more now on the role of women in Turkish politics. I'm joined by Razva Kavakci Kan. She is a candidate for the ruling AK party here in Istanbul. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
From your perspective, tell us what issues really are most important to female voters.
Especially in these elections, because you know that this was an extraordinary time for Turkey. We just had elections on June 7th, and I'm a new member of parliament, and who's
good timing.
Since we're going to have new elections, I'll be done with my first express term in a couple of days. Terror. I mean, terrorism was something that we had almost forgotten in Turkey. We had dealt with PKK terror for a long time, and many lives have been lost. And now we deal with other terrorist organizations as well, like IŞİD, Daesh, whatever they're called, with their different names. So I think our president, during his term as a prime minister of Turkey, had started a peace process trying to find a solution to this terrorism. I think he started with saying that mothers should not cry, they should not weep, they should no longer lose their loved ones, whichever side they're on. So I think that's one of the main issues that that women are following during this process.
And do you think it's the same for women in metropolitan areas like Istanbul as it is for women in the central and eastern parts of the country?
I mean, women who live in northeastern part of Turkey live the consequences more than those of us who live in bigger cities like Istanbul. However, Istanbul is kind of like a reflection of all of Turkey. That's why when we're in the field, when we're working with people and talking to people, they all have relatives. And in general, in other previous elections, we would see like personal interests or personal causes that might come before they might be priorities for women. But terror, I think putting an end to terror is something we listen to every day as a priority.
How much do you think women's roles in both public and private life have changed, though, in the last decade?
That's a very interesting question coming to me,
because
especially.
Your party's been in power.
Yes. I think there's many things that have changed for men and women in Turkey, but as far as freedom of expression is concerned, after the June 7th election, this was the first time female candidates who wear the headscarf were also in the parliament and were able to take oath for the first time in Turkish history, because previously on June 2nd, 1999, we had a parliamentarian with a headscarf who was also from the first region of Istanbul, my election area, and her name is Razva Kavakci. She happens to be my sister, and she's the one who had been removed from Turkish citizenship and had to live through consequences of a political lynching campaign after she entered the parliament. So the headscarf, although there was no law or bylaw against it, the headscarf women were removed from the Turkish parliament 16 years ago. And it took 16 years, 21 days, and thank God, under the AK Party government leadership, this is one of the things that is represented in the current parliament that's coming to its end of its term. So that's one of the biggest things, I think, in addition to many other areas.
There's the change. Okay, Razva, unfortunately, we're going to have to end it there. I'd like to thank you so much for coming in.